MV Agusta's just announced its brand new F3 RR for 2022 to fit in snugly alongside its 2021 F3 Rosso model. And let me tell you, although the F3's been around the block a few times now, they've managed to yet again pull off another successful reimagining of a bike that's already been around for 10 years or so. But don't get me wrong here, as the new RR's of course by now almost a completely different bike to the original, with a different engine and ride ergonomics, not to mention an update in styling. So we can actually break down the main difference on this bike into three categories, being first of all its engine performance and exhaust improvements, secondly an improved handling and IMU platform, and thirdly, but by no means least, its all new styling and new aerodynamics. Now the first thing we need to mention of course is the bike is now Euro 5 compliant, and what's more is fortunately this hasn't affected the F3's power and torque output, as its 3-cylinder 798cc engine keeps its 147 horses and of course its 88 Newton meters of grunt. So having been extensively updated for the new 2021 Rosso, the plough plant for the new F3 was already on a pretty strong ground to start with. However, to push this new track-focused RR along just a little further, MV's engineers called upon the experience gained from the Moto2 World Championships to try and broaden its power and torque on the new F3, meaning that its all-new bespoke exhaust and adopted high-pressure fuel injection system undoubtedly did a great job in preventing the power loss you unfortunately often get with Euro 5 modifications. MV have also made a quite big thing about placing a large amount of focus on reducing the internal friction you get on a bike like this, as its crankshaft main bearings are new, as are the bearings for its piston rods and countershaft sprocket. They've also introduced new sintered valve guides and DLC coated tappets, resulting in an engine that produces more power, and of course MV's stated goal, which was all about producing less friction. And while we're on the subject of friction, a wet multi-disc slipper clutch and 6-speed constant mesh gearing all work in perfect conjunction with its electronic up and down assisted quick shifter. Now of course we understand that some of you out there like to tinker, and with that in mind you can buy a custom race kit for the F3 that boosts power and reduces weight. So what do you get with this kit? Well, inside the box there's a Bespoke Akrapovic exhaust, complete with a carbon shroud, some CNC machined components like a fuel cap, brake and clutch levers and a single fiberglass seat cover. But where all the real magic happens with this kit is a revised ECU for the bike, that together with that new Akrapovic exhaust will boost the bike's redline by 250 RPM, from 13,000 to 13,250, in turn boosting the power to 155 brake horsepower, not to mention shaving around 8 kilograms off the weight of the bike. So moving on to the handling of the new RR, we find there's been some significant improvements in the bike's stability, as the bike has an all-new revised rider assist, meaning the new F3 now benefits from an all-new internal IMU that's been designed and built specifically for MV. So this new exclusive platform reads the position of the bike relative to space, and then makes precise adjustments of the bike's controls according to its lean angle, including some welcome additional safety features such as cornering ABS. The F3 also gets some electronic rider aids such as cruise control, 8-level traction control and an ABS system with rear wheel lift mitigation. Now you also get a great team up in the suspension department, as the front's taken care of by Mazzocchi upside down forks and a progressive sack single shock to the rear, both of which are fully adjustable for rebound, compression and preload. Whilst in the braking department you'll find a twin 320mm disc with a Brembo 4-pot caliper at the front and a single 220mm rotor with a Brembo twin-pot caliper to the rear. Now as the bike's obviously gained some extra weight from its new body styling that we'll come to in a minute, the RR gets a new back wheel that's 10% lighter, reducing rotating and unsprung mass that in turn helps to increase performance and handling, all topped off with some all-round proper grip from a pair of Rosso Corsa 2s. Now yes, I know we've got a great new power plant going on, and let's face it, who doesn't want more stability? And some fancy new TFT gadgets to play with. However, we at the channel think the real magic's going on in its new styling. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about how it looks. Starting with the most obvious change for the new model, it's fairing, as the RR features full-length carbon fibre side panels that are claimed can produce an extra 8 kilograms of downforce, while a taller screen allows for a more complete riding tuck. So as well as adding to the bike's looks, a reworked carbon fibre splitter just under the bike's nose portions airflow between the engine's air intake and its new bi-directional radiator. The The RR also gets a MotoGP style shrouded front mudguard that feeds air to the front brakes, keeping everything just that little bit cooler. Now, as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this bike in the comments section below. If you'd like to know more about some new bikes for next year, watch one of these videos here. If you enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. My name's Bobby Max. I'm out of here.